So my name is Wonderboy. I'm based in Cape Town. I'm working for Within Code as a sourcing coordinator. Actually, I started as a sourcing coordinator in Durban, and then I relocated to Cape Town. So currently I'm in Cape Town. So I've been with the company for more than 2 years now. I also work as a junior developer under the product team. So I have like one experience in Zoho. So when I created like the application for my hackathon, it was just only 1 year experience. It was based on 1 year experience because we've been using Zoho in my company actually a lot, specifically Zoho Creator, because that's what we utilize actually for managing our company applications and other stuff. So yeah, basically that's it about me. Back to Zoho system integration. Why do I call it Zoho system integration, right? Because I don't like focus on like one product of Zoho, like Zoho Creator, but I use different products of Zoho for different use, right? So as you can see here, there's collect, there's manage, there's utilize data. So to collect data, I use Creator. No, actually to collect data, I use forms, right? So because I have a website actually that I created, whereby I have my form there that I use to collect data, and then manage my data using Creator, and then the utilization of data is going to be done on the CRM side, but you're going to see as I go. So actually the idea was as coding gen, because most of the time I was thinking like, okay, because actually for my hackathon, I'm going to focus on that because when I created the application, I was alone. But I was thinking about how about I create like a training hub or a training center whereby I'll be like recruiting other developers who are interested in knowing about Zoho or becoming like Zoho developers. So that was my idea. And then the first thing that was on my mind was like, okay, I'm going to have a website whereby I'm going to have like an application site where all the developers that are going to be interested in joining my training hub are going to apply. And then after applying, they're going to take an online assessment because I had like a couple of questions about Deluge scripts, if they know how to use Deluge, whereby they're going to take that assessment. And then after that, I'm going to collect all their marks. And then that's when I'm going to store everything on my Zoho Creator. And then after that, I'm going to push to create the profiles for them on Zoho CRM side. So actually, basically, this is like the objective, just to streamline the registration of the developers and then the assessment process, and creates like the profiles for the developers now that will register on the CRM side. So actually understanding the problem. So like so from my side, actually, I was looking into it like it's going to be like the registration, of which the registration is going to be coming from the websites, right? And then managing all the applications on my Creator, and then the profile management, of which that's going to be done on my CRM. But I'm still going to show you guys how I managed to go about fixing or go about putting that together to solve this problem. As you can see, this was my solution. And then if you look at the picture here, it's going to show you like how I integrated everything together, right? As you can see, I have my website here, I have Creator, I have Zoho CRM, and then I have Gmail and WhatsApp, whereby these I use as my communication. So I send communication via Gmail, and then I can send communication via WhatsApp. So these are the Zoho tools that I used to create my application actually. So you can see creator forms, pages, functions, workflows, connections, because I'm connecting between Creator and the CRM. And then for the CRM, you can see there's a module for all the developers, of which is going to be a student module. And then for WhatsApp, I'm sending also communications via WhatsApp. Right. Also, as you can see, this is the flow. And then this is like everything now integrated together. So as you can see, start from the registration hub, Creator, send out the communication, and then I use API to push data to the Zoho CRM, right? So That's it. Moving on to the demo. Okay. So the application starts here, right? So this is like our first step now, because remember we have collect, we have manage, and then we utilize our data. So now we start here. We want to collect our data. So in my mind, I was like, okay, because I'm looking for developers that are interested in joining my hub. So they have to apply somewhere and I have to test them. I have to give them an assessment to test their skills before I can shortlist them to join the the developer hub that I was creating for anyone that was interested in knowing about Zoho tools and how to become a Zoho developer, right? So what you'll do is you'll come here to so when you click here, actually this is under Zoho Forms, right? So someone else will have a question about, okay, why didn't you create everything on Zoho Creator? Because you can collect the emails or have the first step on Zoho Creator. But initially, I used Zoho Forms for analytics. So I want to know who clicked, how many people who submitted, and where are they coming from. Just these simple analytics, actually, they help me. So I wanted to integrate Zoho Forms only for this step and also for the OTP verification, right? When it comes to the email. And then after that, they will be redirected to Creator. So this is our Creator. As you can see at the moment, there are no applications, right? So this is still thing when it comes to other applications, no one has applied yet. And then if you look here, so when it comes to applications, what do I have? I have the registration. So the registration, basically, it's going to be the information that they're going to provide. And then we're going to have the assessment, whereby they're going to take their assessment. And then here is our application journey. What the application journey does is I'm tracking them each and every step they take, because I want to see, because some of them, they will try to apply, maybe they go through step one of application, they put in their details and then they submit, but they don't take their online assessment. If you want to do a follow-up, you can just follow up from there, because we use our developer journey to track which step of the application you are. But you're going to see that as I'm doing the demo, right? And then we're going to have on our CRM, this is where all the profiles are going to be created, right? So here, this is like the student module that I created. So all the profiles are going to end up here. At the moment, everything is empty. So I'm going to start my application now, and then you're going to see as we proceed. Okay, as you can see, for now, it's still empty. So let's start with our application, right? As you can see, I'm going to apply as Wonderboy. Okay, and then I'm going to provide my email address, and then I'm going to get an OTP. So if I could show you, there is my OTP. So I'm going to copy my OTP from here. Then I'm going to hide that, come back and paste it here, and then verify. So because we want to make sure that this is a valid email address. So after verifying, I'm going to register. And then I'm going to start with my application now. All right. There is another thing to note here. So the user will be registered as the email that we confirmed, and the user cannot change that email, right? So this is the first step of the application. We haven't submitted anything yet to our creator, so we're starting now. So I'm gonna put in my details. So Wonderboy Mtiani, that's his my phone number. Put my phone number as well here. And then a WhatsApp number, yes, I do. And then I'm not going to put a secondary email address, but you can input if you have two email addresses. And then I'm going to put my ID number. And then for my ID number, I generate my gender, date of birth and age, and then race. And then, do you have coding experience? Where did you hear about us? Yes, I do have coding experience. So where did you hear about us? That says internet, Zoho forum. I would say Zoho forum, and then apply. Right. So our next step will be the assessment. But now let's look at our dashboard. So you can see the dashboard. We have one application now, right? So we don't know whether this person is going to be successful or unsuccessful, but after they take their online assessment and submit, that's when we're going to know. But another thing is when you look at the developer journey, so you can see here that we have all the first name, last name, email address, gender for step 1. And then score, we don't know the score yet because this person hasn't completed the online assessment, and then assessment is not filled, result is not filled. So this person only stopped here. So later on, actually, I created the journey so that if maybe some of the applicants, they try to apply and then they only end here on step 1, or so they only take like the application but not the online assessment. You can come back here and do a follow-up. Maybe you can send like communication to them and say, hey, we noticed that you only applied, but you didn't take like the online assessment. Here is the link. Please try and take your online assessment, right? So this is like the developer journey, just to keep track on, or just to keep track of the steps where they are, right? So let's move on now. We want to, so our next step will be online assessment now. Right. So let me click copy. Just gonna grab that link and then put it here so you can see. So now I have to take my online assessment. There you go. So your score will be here. Pass is score greater than equal to 6. So your score must be greater than or equal to 6 for you to pass. So right, so these are the basic questions actually that I created, whereby the user will select like multiple choice questions. So if a map, well, and I'm just gonna select randomly. And then, okay, ZDH, and then submit. Successful, right? So now I submitted my assessment. So let's come back and check. So looking at our dashboard, one application, and the application was successful now, as you can see. And then let's look at our user journey, our developer journey. Our developer journey was like this. Now, if we refresh, you can see now all the steps are complete. So this person got the score, And then assessment field, yes. Online, the results are successful, as you can see. So let's check our CRM if the profile was created for this student or this applicant. There we go. So on our CRM, you can see there is all the information. If you click, you can click and view, as you can see, and then page, and then you can see the assessment score here, right? So another thing, because while I was building this, I was thinking in my head like, okay, so for me to have creator and the CRM, the case was that I want to have like two different teams. So the first team of the developers is gonna work with creator, and then the team that is gonna be doing the shortlisting and all of the other stuff was gonna be using the CRM, as you can see. So the use case of creator here was so that we can view the developer journey and see how they're doing with the application, and look at the applications, how many applications we received so far. And then once all of that is done, and then the team that will be doing the shortlisting will come and use the CRM. And then they will be shortlisting from the CRM based on whether you passed or failed. So actually, that was the integration between all the systems. Use the forms to collect the information, CRM to manage the information, and then I passed it on to our CRM to create profiles on our CRM. Now let's look at the code behind all of this here. So yeah, right now I'm going to showcase the code so that you can see how everything is integrated together. So I'm going to start with registration, because everything starts from registration. So these are the basic workflows that I have. Actually, let's go to registration. As you can see, this is my extractor. So what my extractor does is because I'm a South African, so this could be different in your case. So based on our ID number, so I can extract age, gender, and also date of birth. So actually the user doesn't have to input all of this. The only thing that they do is they provide their ID number, and then from that ID number, I extract the age of the applicant, the gender, and also the date of birth, right? So this first workflow does that. And then also the second workflow. So here I want to disable the email, because I don't want the user to be able to edit the email. And then also the other fields that I don't want the user to have access in terms of like editing those fields. And then here is where I'm sending the email actually. So it's up to you. If you prefer to use Deluge, you can use Deluge to send the emails, or you can just you can send your emails like this. So for me, it was easier to just put everything here and then just send it. But you can even make it look nice. You can use you can make it, or you can use HTML actually to like for your email structure. Actually, you can use HTML as well so that it looks nice. So in my case, I didn't use anything because it was just for the hackathon. So I was rushing to get it done. And also here, as you can see, so once I receive all the information from the application, I push that information to the developer journey. So this is where I'm pushing every information. I insert it to the developer journey. So as you can see, first name, last name, email, gender, company experience, application filled. So that's when I say, okay, this application was filled because the user applied, right? So, okay, those are the workflows that I got there. And then on submission, this is where I create, this is where I push everything to the CRM, as you can see here, right? So, because what happens is from the application, you apply, you provide all the information, and then all of that is pushed to us to the CRM, and then it creates the profile for you, right? And then when you take our assessment, and then also that information will be updated to your profile on the CRM side, right? So moving on to our assessment. Assessment, same thing, almost similar. So actually, these are the questions. So I don't show any questions if email is not is empty. So actually, basically, that's like the validation to check if the email is there. If it's not there, you won't be able to continue with the assessment. And then on load, okay, so some of the fields are disabled if you noticed, like the score and the time. Also first name and last name, because remember you already provided that, so I don't want the user to change all of that information. So, and then these are the I'm disabling the questions based on like which question you're taking in that time. And also another thing that I'm checking, right? Because maybe you noticed that we when you click apply, you move from OTP verification to application. So when you are on application, remember we use your email address, so that is on our parameters, right? So I check if that email address is there as well. So if you change that email address, so this workflow will also check that if the email address was changed and do we have that email address on our application. If the email address is not on our application, then it won't allow you to continue with the assessment. All right, so, and okay, submission. Okay, so here I'm just doing the calculations based on the right answer and the wrong answer. So as you can see here, so for each answer, and then I add the score. The score is 1 for each. So there are 8 questions, so the total is 8. So if we got like so this is why I'm adding and subtracting all the answers. And then also here, I'm updating your score to the CRM. After I've collected all the information from you, and then now you're taking the online assessment. After you completed the online assessment, and then I'm updating the score on the CRM side. Okay, this is one of the other validations. So here actually I've got 2 emails. So what's happening is when you are successful, this is the email that you will receive, right? And then if you are not successful, if you are not successful, this is the email that you will receive. Yeah. And then if you are successful, this is the email that you'll receive. So here I'm just checking the score. So actually after some time, I completed this application because I was doing it for the hackathon and it was a limited time. So I couldn't look into other ways of like actually like other alternative ways I can do this. But after the hackathon, I realized that there's a lot of things that I can improve actually. So most of the stuff that I'm doing here can be done in like a deluge script. I can check the score using a deluge script and then send an email instead of like let me see, of like checking each score like this. So you can just put the score in a deluge script, and then you can check that if the score is less than six, definitely you're gonna send the unsuccessful email. But if the score is greater than equal to 6, and then you can send this email address. So this basically can be done using a deluge script, right? But basically that's what I'm doing here. And then you can see here I integrated WhatsApp as well, because I showed you that I also send the notifications via WhatsApp. So I was going to demo that as well, but I'm having a problem with my token. I think my token expired already. So I've been trying to push the WhatsApp messages, they're not going through. But I'm going to show you where is that function that I'm calling here, right? So this is the function that I'm calling for sending WhatsApp messages. So it is a deluge script function. I'm going to come here, and then WhatsApp, there is the function that I'm calling there. So this is where I'm sending my message. Actually, I'm getting the name, the phone number, and then I customize my message. So based on which step you are on during your application. So let's say maybe you just completed your application, then I'm going to send you a WhatsApp message to say thank you for completing the application. And then here is the link to your online assessment. And then after completing the online assessment, I'm going to send you via WhatsApp the result as well and say thank you for taking the online assessment. So I was doing all of that here. So unfortunately now my token has expired, so I'm unable to push these notifications. But another thing you can note here is that I have this to do here, make these global. So actually you can make these variables global so that if I'm using them in different functions, I can just call them as global variables. So instead of putting everything here, right? So I think we've covered almost, we've covered almost everything. We've covered almost everything, and then this is the CRM side. And then this is how the student module look like. Actually, the reason I decided to put the deluge script, right, is because I didn't want to use any third-party system. So using a deluge script, actually, you can send WhatsApp messages without using any third-party service. Because remember, it was for the hackathon, and most of the third-party services that I was looking for were paid. So I didn't want to pay any third-party system. So I did my research in terms of how I can get this done using a deluge script. So actually, it's possible that you can do it using a deluge script than using any third-party service. And it's even cheaper that way because you don't have to pay for the middleman, and then you just have to create a developer account on Google, or I mean on Meta, and then you can get all of these from Meta, and then you can create your WhatsApp from there. Actually, it's gonna be a business WhatsApp, and then you can get all of this information from there. Then attach the number that you're gonna use, all of the information, and then you can come and create your deluge script here, and then use your credentials here instead of like using the third-party service. So for WhatsApp, I didn't use any third-party service or any webhook actually. So as you can see here, so actually these are the things that you need, right? So you'll have to go and create your developer account here, and then you're gonna get your app ID. As you can see, you're gonna get your app ID. Let me go down. Let's see. I'm trying to. Okay, I already generated a permanent access token, so I cannot generate another token here. But as you can see, so this is the API that you can call right here. So for me, I realized that, okay, from calling this API, I can actually send a message from here to via WhatsApp, because I had like my testing number here. I inputted my number here as a testing number, and then I was able to click here and the testing message to my WhatsApp as hello world. So I was like, okay, if I can be able to send it from here without any third-party application or service, that means I can be able to put this as a deluge and send it from the deluge script without any third-party system. So that is what I'm doing here. As you can see, there is my token. Also, as you can see, the token is here. So actually, I got the idea from this example or the template here to create a deluge script without using any template. So if you can check it out from the map from Meta, create like a developer account, and then you're gonna have access to it. You're gonna see that it's possible to just send a WhatsApp message without any third-party service.